Welcome to Two Guys, One Show. My name is Ben McWilliams,
My name is Roman. You can call me RK.
RK, and today we're going to look at a show. Premise behind the show is we have two guys, we watch one show. I am the guy who knows absolutely nothing about it. What we do is we're going to watch a show, we're going to we're going to put an analysis on it, and then we're going to judge it by our own scientifically developed CCP. And the CCP will be described by RK here. Um, I guess before we go on, I'll talk a little bit about myself. Guy who likes to travel around. Live within the last 5 years, probably like 3 or 4 different countries, just kind of hopping around, learning new languages. Just and I also like to watch TV shows, and especially with my friend over here, RK. Yeah, with that, I'm going to let RK talk a little bit about himself. The floor is up to you.
Yeah, so this is the first episode of our show, and I'm Roman. I'm the visual studies PhD student from Hong Kong. Yeah, sometimes you could hear my parrot, maybe, and yeah, I think he just wants to join the show sometimes. And about the CCP system, as you can understand, that I'm more proficient in judging films, and the CCP stands for creativity, consistency, and pleasantry. So creativity is my field. No, not my field. It's actually anyone's field. Yeah, and we will judge it
Anyone can be
together
creative.
with Ben. Yeah, everyone can be creative. So we will judge it with Ben, and consistency is my field. I will judge the show on its level of consistency, how the episode is solid, integrated within itself and with other episodes. And pleasantry, I think, is the field of Ben.
I'm a pleasant person.
Yeah,
I
very
get to
humorous.
develop a P.
Yes. And we chose the first show, the first season of Love, Death, and Robots, Netflix animated show, because I think every episode is quite interesting, and we will just watch one by one. I'm more familiar with them, Ben is less familiar with them.
I have one question. So, like, it shows the love. I've kind of got that. And then the death is the X. But why the hell is there a snake? Like, what is the point of the snake here?
I have no idea.
Like, it's love, death. I kind of get that. And then robots. Like, are robots going to be snakes in the future?
Yeah, probably. We never know where we end up. I can understand the X because you kind of denied.
I mean, that's like you denied, like you're dead, like I delete you. But the freaking snake, like I'm just thinking robot snakes now. I better see some robot snakes in this show.
All right,
All right,
let's
so
go.
okay, now it's starting. That
Do
guy's dead.
you feel it?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's it. That
damn.
was it.
Pretty
So what
short
do you think?
episode. I would say it's pretty good. It was pretty entertaining. How long was it?
It was about like 15 minutes.
15
Yeah,
minutes.
like 15 minutes, 15 minutes and 30 seconds. If we count the logo a little bit.
I mean, um. I'm trying to think of like my overall analysis of it. There's like not much to tell. Like I think it's kind of in some ways it's a little bit predictable. Like you saw the lady in there, you're like, oh yeah, she's gonna try to kill him. Like she's not there for like when they first saw her, like yeah, kind of like the at the end you could kind of tell like um well once she got killed you're like, oh damn, no, no. And then you kind of realize, okay, so she was like dead and then well not necessarily dead, but her mind was transferred into the monster. I guess it
Yeah,
was
so yeah,
somewhat, but it
that
was still
makes
like
sense.
I would say it's like pretty good. The fight scene, I always think it's really funny that whenever they have these fight scenes, it's like these monsters that are like about to kill each other. Like whenever they have like these, underground like fighting scenes, and they're just right next to it. I find that really funny. Like who in their right mind is going to be the guy like, oh yeah, there's these huge monsters killing each other. Why don't I get as close as I can?
Yeah, like
Yeah, like
this.
right there. Like, wait, play that scene. Yeah.
Yeah, they even like ran. You see,
Yeah.
like
Oh
there, the
no, no,
guy.
there's that dude right there. Look at him. What is he doing? Wait, let's see. Play. I want to see what he does. Okay, never mind. He's just like cheering them on. Like, what idiot is like, oh yeah, let me just cheer these people on.
Yeah, it's very odd, I think, in this show that there is no protection for the audience because they pay, but at the same time, it's underground,
Mhm.
and you could see that it's the old building, so it's just like, they just don't care much about
Yeah,
it, I think, I
underground
guess.
monster fighting. I guess
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
like,
That's the thing.
and I guess that there are not many of them who can kind of float using their tentacles or whatever, or like
Hmm.
tails. Because you see the guy, he's like jumps, barely jumps. He's always on the ground. I don't think that they have many of those.
What do you mean?
Yeah, whatever. I mean, this is not a critical thing
Yeah,
for this
yeah.
kind of show.
No. But like, I think as what I know is like it's just like a quick glance at some type of world that these people have created, which
Yeah.
is interesting. Like it's interesting to see. I think they've done movies like this, haven't they? Where it's like they let's see, where they have like people integrating into like either robots or monsters or something and fighting like Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Oh yeah, there are many of these
Yeah.
films. Yeah, and I think even like cartoons, basically like you could see it maybe in animation, like
Yeah.
in Japanese animation, that they always use these like robots fighting. But in films, I think it was like last 10 years, robots fighting. Like with Hugh Jackman, there was a film like with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I remember like the boxing thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember the name.
Yeah. I
Anyways,
remember.
like yeah, go on, go on.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, I just remember that. But this is, yeah, like it just, the thing about, I would guess, say Love, Death, and Robots, which makes it, interesting, but it's kind of simple, it just focuses on essentially one person, and this whole thing just is about just one person.
Hmm.
And I don't
What is
know if that's like
Yeah, go, go.
I don't know if that's every single show of Love, Death, and Robots. Like, I think they're like not connected, correct?
Yeah, they're not connected. It's just different episodes of like a dystopian, usually dystopian world, or some maybe alternative realities and some
Hmm.
maybe historical events. Very, very rarely historical events happening. Like how would it be if something went differently and so on.
Yeah.
So, but it's usually alternative reality or dystopian world in the
Hmm.
future, cyberpunk.
Yeah, I definitely like the cyberpunk type thing.
What do you think of the colors in this episode?
Okay, the colors. I would say they have like it's really dark, but then they have like glowing lights and like in certain points. So it's like, for example, like they show London is like super bright in the center, and then they pan into like this dark, dingy place. But then,
Yeah,
yeah.
here,
Like, yeah, in the beginning, like is that the London egg? Where is it?
here.
Okay,
I
all
think in
right,
front.
yeah. Okay, yeah. So like everything apart from that, and that's kind of like I would maybe, I don't know, I'm not the film critic. I'm just shooting shit at this point. I'm like, oh yeah, no, that means, but it's like, yeah, this is kind of like the bright, like shining city, and then you pan back and everything's dark and dingy.
Yeah, dark,
Yeah.
rusty.
Yeah, but then you have like, yeah, oh, that's what it says, predators.
Yeah, predators. They were chanting predators, predators when she
Oh,
won. It's
so
very hard to catch, actually. It's very hard to catch.
yeah,
Like that their team is called Predators.
so I, so I mean, like, is the point of the just out of curiosity, like, is the point of this to keep it like secret so other people don't know what's going on?
I don't think so. I mean, like I think this detail is not really that important. It's important that okay, the monsters or like these animals, they are fighters, but it's very obvious that they're predators because
Yeah,
they're fighting in the pit.
I think that's just
Sun is
the
Yeah,
name.
Sun is predators. Yeah, it's just a name, so there is no reference to any kind of
Yeah.
like predator franchise.
Oh, no,
No, there is not.
I wasn't talking about the yeah, like the Predator franchise, but I was talking about so like, do they use this to like identify which Um, I'm just poking fun at this now, but like they use that to identify like which like trucks are okay and like not okay. Like they use it like a
Probably.
secret message. I feel like that's a really bad way of doing it because all what you have to do if you're trying to catch them is just put the what is it called, like the black light like on something and they'll be like, oh, look at that. I guess we should stop
Maybe,
that
maybe.
truck. I don't know. I'm just but it's yeah, it's very dark, but then it has that like neon color thing. That's what I would have to say about it.
Yes, several scenes like I'll speak about colors a little bit.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
here you could see that very bright and vivid purple blue here and during the fight scene on the side of Sunny. Then we have these red lights on the background where the bad guy, like I mean the opponent was fighting.
yeah. Of
We
course.
have the yeah, we have the red one for the tank,
Hmm.
and we also have the golden one and red at the end. So actually, like it's I think there is a kind of like a meaning. They use the golden to separate this lady from the rest and show that she's kind of wealthy. And also this dude, you see the vest. The vest is
Hmm.
also golden.
Yeah, yeah.
Also to catch attention. Yellowish color sometimes is the color not only of wealth but a color of like treachery. I think it was even in some Asian performing arts. So
Really?
then the red one, it's the color of rage. You know, yeah, it's like very easy. So this tank with the fighter behind her, red, that dude behind is he's full of rage all the time. Oh, by the way, do you see this the pin on the vest of
Oh
this
yeah,
dude?
I saw UK. I definitely saw that. I was like, oh yeah, it's a UK.
Yeah. So, and at the end, when it's red, it's kind of like bringing us to this point when you see we don't see her golden dress anymore, but we see this red color that something bad is going to happen.
Hmm.
So these colors are quite important here, and the blue color of Sani, uh, especially I think when she's sitting, it means like kind of tranquility. So she's very calm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I guess that could be she's calm as in she's like in her natural suit, so like she's
Yep.
normally has to walk around like this, but her normal body is the monster's body. Is this like based off of an anime or did someone create it?
I don't think so. It's original story, but at the same time, I mean, everything is kind of interconnected. All the meanings and all the all the methods of delivering the message and the style. Sometimes you notice Halo. I didn't play Halo much, so I didn't notice that clearly. Uh, the fighting in the pits, I think, is just, and especially in some suburbs and underground
Mm-hmm.
these fights, it's pretty normal for this dystopian future. You can play any video game like related to cyberpunk, and yeah, something is happening on the ground all the time.
There's always has to be like in any cyberpunk game or anything like that. There's always some illegal fighting going on just down the
Yes,
street.
yeah, it's always like everybody knows about that, but it's like nobody cares about it from police, and
Yeah,
other law enforcement agencies.
they got more
Yeah.
important things to do, you know, like be corrupt. I guess. I like the I like the tattoos though. Like her tattoos. She looks so sad in that one. The tear. So
Yeah.
like blue can mean tranquility normally in film.
I mean, blue in general, it's a more calm color,
Hmm.
like yeah, meaning tranquility and maybe silence or patience. Like when you use blue on the objects in the film, that means something cold is happening, and cold means something slows down. Red
Hmm.
means something, yeah, it should be like more fiery, burning, and more action should be happening. The red is also used sometimes to cover some flaws. So on the skin or maybe to kind of like absorb other colors. So that's why there are many scenes in fight scenes in the clubs when everything is red, because
Hmm.
you could see only some parts of what is going on, and especially like for example like in John Wick. I think there was one episode, one moment when they were fighting in a club or something, or in a bar. Everything was red. You could see these flashes. It makes it more memorable, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't think that much about colors. Like I guess
Yeah, whatever. I mean, what do you think of this? What do you think of this lady at the beginning when she came?
this one.
And when here, yeah, it's like quite obvious, I think, that she's gonna do something.
Oh wait, let's play it. Let's see it out. I want to look at it.
I mean, look, she comes with a guy here,
Hmm.
with the main guy who hosts this
Yeah.
these events, and then she just walked. Did you notice she even like looked left a little bit here? So
Mm-hmm.
she looked left a little bit, like, "Hey, come over here."
Come over here. Look at.
Yeah.
Place.
Also, did you notice that this girl, Sunny, her face it looks like this has this snake features, small eyes, like the chin, the nose, like as if it's like a snake's um maybe like snake's how to say,
Like a.
like appearance. Yeah,
Mhm.
she has very I think this very visible similarity with her like creature. And not only tattoos, but even like maybe the hairstyle showing all these marks and scars on her face.
Mhm. It could be. Yeah.
It's interesting design that they use this similarity between the monster and her.
Hmm.
So they kind of give the hints
She
what
has
it's going to be
nice
there.
shoulder muscles in
Oh
that
yeah.
scene. Gosh, wow, I want to know her workout routine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's like the I
Yeah,
guess.
that's the point here about like about the appearance, and also like, she was like she's watching the whole thing. So and she like you can see that the eye is moving
Hmm.
and she's suspecting something. So that's the thing that you don't notice, I think, from the first time when you watch this episode. That
Hmm.
actually this Sunny, she noticed that this girl may be tricking her,
Yeah.
and she was just falling into the trap deliberately, like willingly. I mean, and that's interesting, like like not science, like interesting chemistry. What is happening during this scene?
Oh,
What do you
that's
think
good.
of this like a lover um affair, very quick affair over here?
But
Did you
what
find it funny or like strange?
what that she was like, oh, I want to be with you,
Yeah, that she was honey dicking.
honey dicking. I thought I I would say it's what was it like? Yeah, because like I guess like the main focal point were like the three characters was um the Scar lady, this lady, and then then like the bouncer, or not the bouncer, what would we call it? The guy who owned the place, the corrupt dude. Like they seem like the main three characters. So what was the
Hmm.
question again?
I mean, what do you think of this scene when this lady, I don't know, bodyguard,
Yeah, yeah,
accountant,
yeah.
whoever she is, when she was trying to have to seduce Sonny?
Mhm.
So do you think it's like it looks natural or it's like organic here?
I thought, at least to me, it looked pretty organic.
Yeah.
Like she looked like she did a pretty good job. Like I think overall it was a bit of surprise when she like Wolverine herself, Wolverine the guy, the girl in the face,
Wolverine.
Wolverine her. Kabam!
Yeah, let's check this moment.
Oh my gosh, I can't watch it. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. That's the moment.
Oh man, look at her. She is like super confident in that one too. She's like, ah, in the face.
Yep. Straight in the face.
Does he lick her?
No, she's just talking with her.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we can wrap it up
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to discuss
Let's talk
What's
about the
up with you?
CCP.
Yeah, let's talk about the CCP. What do you think of creativity? Do you think this episode is quite creative related to other like products? I don't know, like popular culture
Um,
stuff.
I thought it was creative. Like I was entertained by it. I would say we're gonna rate our things from 0 to 1 because we don't like the 1 out of 10.
Yeah, you can
Um,
say like we can do it like plus, minus, and zero. Zero is neutral. It's creative enough, but not that creative. Like minus, not really creative. Plus, creative, or whatever.
I
We don't follow this straight
okay.
criteria.
Okay, so we'll do with that. I'll give it on terms of creativity, I really like the colors. I would say I like the robot fighting, so I'm gonna give it a 1 for creativity.
All right. Yeah, I think that I would give it maybe if it's like plus, minus, and zero, I'd give it a neutral tone because we it's actually a lot is very expected, and there are some new things shown, especially from the points of the fight scene, the characters they use. But the whole thing is kind of like, you already expect what you would see at the end. That there are going to be some treachery, there are going to be some like Easter eggs, and they're going to be like with the with the monsters, like all related to some popular franchise. And also, I think it's quite predictable that there's going to be some backstabbing and revenge happening here.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, you just don't know who's backstabbing who.
yeah, you may know, but you don't know in which way.
Yeah,
No.
because like you could kind of tell that she was gonna backstab, but like you thought she was gonna backstab the dude until nice to the face.
Yeah.
Wolverine
What
too.
about consistency?
Consistency is in like describe a little bit more how I should judge that.
So consistency of the story, that how it develops, how it ends. Is it like the beginning related to the end, and the whole story wrapped up well, and so on?
I think in terms of like, I guess if we're talking about like, did it wrap up well? Like it wrapped up. It went from A to
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 be,
B.
yeah, and the environment and so on.
This is another one. I guess I'm very nice on this one. I'm gonna give it a 1 again because I like it. It left me wanting to explore more of this universe. Like, like for what it is, I would say it's a very simple show, but it's very creative. Like I enjoy it, but it
Yeah,
also
I
leaves me
agree with you.
wanting more. Like I would say in that amount of time, I'm like, oh, let me learn more about
Yeah, I agree with you. I'll give it a plus. I think that the story is pretty solid from the beginning till the end. The title, Sonny's Edge, we see how it's wrapped up in this universe, and we see how it's like the whole story of Sonny is disclosed.
it.
Maybe a little bit too much, but for this short episode, I think it's quite good.
Yeah, a lot of exposition where they're just like, oh, this happened to her, but
Yeah, and also very important that you really want to know the story more, the world more.
yeah, because it
Yeah, you're
definitely
right.
left me like, oh, that would be cool if they did more of that stuff. Like how does it like are there more people like her where it's like they're fighting for their lives? Like yeah, there's just a whole lot of questions, I would say.
Yeah, what about the
The
pleasurability, your
P, the pleasure,
your field?
my field. Well, you know, the titties were nice, I would say.
It is very nice.
I would yeah, I guess like I would give this um I was pretty pleasurable about it all. Like it was pretty good. Like it's not funny at all. Um, there's not like there's not a whole bunch like you can kind of like make fun of it, I guess. Like at least on
Yes,
my
be
part.
serious.
Yeah, it's like pretty serious, it's pretty dark. There's not like um unlike the fact that, you know, there's like some movies where you can just sit there and poke holes at it all day. I had a harder time poking holes at this thing. Um
Think that we could like you could make fun here when they walk to the elevator
oh yeah.
and she steps on the glass. and you just like, what the fuck?
You're just like,
She doesn't feel pain or something.
that was kind of
Yeah,
funny. She's like just walking, like, who does that? I don't know anyone who would be like, oh yeah, unless she's on meth. But now it explains it because she really doesn't feel pain because that's not her.
yeah. Then the next part, I think, in the fight, we there's a lot of potential to laugh because, of course, when this dude comes and just saying, "I'll put you down, down," and, like using like some
Hmm.
gestures, like somebody's going to give him a blow.
Yeah.
Then the fun part is these people sitting around. We already talked about that. And of course, I think the funny part is when she slices off his hand and he has his bone looks like a knife. So
I thought that
as
was
if
an
it was planned.
actual knife. Wait, that's not an actual knife. I thought it was.
No, look, he's just like it's a bone, but he's just like
Oh gosh. And then it's just oh gosh. But it
yeah.
makes the
So
the knife sound, like the metal sound. Oh my gosh.
it makes actually no sense because he has a had a hand and it's connected through the bone structure, to use the hand, and now it's like it's becoming a knife. It's just kind of odd,
Yeah.
but you could make fun of it.
I mean, I like, do they, there's so many questions, like, do they, well, it always leaves you wanting, I would say humorability, like the pleasurable. I was pretty pleasured by this. Yeah, I don't know, I'd give it a one again. Like, I would give it a plus.
Yeah, I'll give it a plus too. I think
I
that for the pilot for the first episode is pretty good.
yeah, I would like to see more of this. So, yeah. And if anyone wants to leave, it's kind of the finish of it. If anyone wants to leave any comments or anything or talk about it, I would say it's pretty good. I I was amused by it. I didn't know anything about like colors and how significant they were. Like you're looking at yellow, you're like, oh, that person's gonna betray you. I just wonder, like are these genetically made? So like did they like intentionally know that this guy was gonna get his hand chopped off so they had like a knife ready to go stab people, like a bone knife? They were like, did they create these creatures or was it like did they there's so many different questions.
Yeah, there are so many different questions, but I think for the episode, for the amount of information we get from this episode, I think it's quite okay,
Yeah.
and still it's pleasurable.
Yeah.
And I think it also appeals to different audiences, like people who like maybe animation,
Hmm.
and even people from maybe different communities, like young communities, maybe a little bit older communities, 30s to 40s, who remember Animatrix. And we have like we have this short episode of um, almost homosexual relations, but it's
Hmm.
very interesting that they use that because in the future, especially cyberpunk or like dystopian future, it's very common to use these notions because in the future, like this understanding of gender is very fluid. So that's
Hmm.
why it's very easy to actually create any kind of sexual stuff,
Yeah.
like to males and females. So it's just a part of this
Or a
world,
robot and a
or
human.
robots, or like genetically made monsters.
What about genetically made monsters having love with other genetically made monsters of an
I don't want to dive into
unsuspecting
that.
gender? Like then you can put the pleasure organ wherever you want.
Yeah, even if your hand is chopped off.
Yeah. Oh God. Just don't make it your pleasure organ, your hand, especially if you're fighting. Oh gosh.
Yeah, we
And,
can get too far with that.
oh
All
gosh.
right, I think
Okay.
we can wrap it up.
Yeah. If you guys have any comments or have any shows you want us to watch, anyone who listens to us, more than welcome to drop it by. We're also going to try to do this consistently twice a week. Is it twice a week? Oh,
Once, one,
sorry,
yeah,
once every 2 weeks. Sorry, I am
yeah.
completely I messed up. So like once every 2 weeks, and we'll get on Discord and we'll make comments about it. So if anyone wants to, they're more than welcome to join us and listen to us make comments. I guess I'm Ben, and
And I'm Roman.
yeah, and you guys
See you next time.
yeah, see you next time.